Wow. Hello. Oh, goodness. Let's pause that for the moment. Hello. Okay. Um, Give me a moment here. What's going on? Sorry, one moment. Trying to figure out what's happening. Rice usage. Looks like a network issue. Okay. Because it's not a my computer issue. Oh dear. That's not a good sign. Okay. One moment here. Let me see if there's something that's maybe causing a lot of downloading to happen or something. Um. Okay. No.
This video.
Alright, I watched that. And I can close that too. Excellent. Okay. Okay. Great start to the stream. Alright. I think that did it actually. I'm gonna close this. I didn't actually get around to finishing that. That's fine. Okay. So we are just going to put this one to sleep. And start a new thing. So this is not correct. That is not what I wanted. I wanted the text. Oh, it's because it's in here. Okay. Music by Bobo. I have gotten some new music today. Oh, it's here. Great start. Okay, I did not realize that I slept for a second. Anyway, hello. They hear headphones now. Earphones? Is this horse's image the same background I had last time I had a stream? I don't recall. Let's try some of the stuff I have open. big thing is that I still have more to do with this. If you recall from that stream, I wasn't able to do as much as I wanted to with this because of the fact that my plan was to make it a base generic class, so like of type T. But because WPF is set up and because of how I have my controls set up at the moment, I couldn't exactly go ahead with that. So I know what I need to do to make that happen. I just haven't exactly gotten around to doing that yet. At some point in the future, probably still next year. But today, my goal is to still continue with the bed. That is annoying. Okay, anyway, so to get started, what is probably a good thing to do is just start with seeing where we're at the moment and rolling from there. Wow. Okay. So here we have our ribbon. And so as you can see, we have the controls in here. We get these working just fine. It's all working good. One thing I want to check is, so this is a lighter color. So the two big things that I want to work on today, and I've mentioned it on the actual stream title, this side over here, is I want to work on the appearance to make this the proper colors that I want it to be, rather than what you see right now. And I also want to make sure, I'm 90% sure that like contextual tabs work the way they're supposed to, but I want to make sure that they actually are. And to provide a bit of context to the contextual tabs. Okay. Here is here's an example of a contextual tab. So you see how in Movie Maker you have these tabs over here: home, animations, visual effects, etc. And then you have this extra tab over here, which is called the Edit tab. But above it, there's a little section that's called Video Tools. This is a contextual tab, and it's contextual because it only appears when I have a video or an image selected. If I were to add another music contextual tab, music tool, because now I have music down here. And if I move the bar to the left, where the music isn't selected anymore, then the music tools goes away. Then if I move this to the right, the music tools appears again. So this appears based upon the context of the application. What you have selected, or what you're actually doing, or things like that. Those are contextual types. And so it is one of the defining features of the ribbon, and it was the main draw, one of the main draws to Microsoft as to why they went with this idea. Because if you really think about it, in say Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or Excel, it has a lot of various commands for, like, say, editing images, or messing with if you put like a shape on the page or something, or like adding on a table. There's a lot of various commands in there for interacting with those things that you don't need to be using if you're not, say, you know, interacting with a table or a picture or things like that. That was the big reason why they added on contextual tabs, was so that that stuff is only shown when you actually need it to be shown. So now let me show you. Oh, sorry, I should not have closed it. However, and the reason why I pulled out Movie Maker specifically as the example is because, as you can notice, a part of it is not only just the little tab itself down here, but part of it is also this bit up here. This is kind of like the header or something. I forget what exactly it's technically called. With video tools. And so this goes above all of the tabs on the ribbon. It kind of goes up into the actual title bar area. I'm not sure if I can... What does that paste? I don't even have anything to paste. Caption. Text tools. Can I make... Oh boy. Why can't I just do a blank image? Anyway, okay, this is fine. So, as you can kind of see, if you kind of look at the actual title bar here, where it says My Movie Maker, as I move the selector over the text and then the text tools form a contextual tab appears, this moves over to the right. And so we end up with a situation where if I resize the window, now it's over here. And if I resize it back, now it's over here. And I do that. And it's over there. And then if I were to just straight up remove that, now it's back over here again, and there's no contextual tabs. And yeah. That's a part that I personally don't like very much. And when it comes to larger programs such as Word, Excel, PowerPoint that have a lot of contextual tabs and a lot of stuff up in the title bar area up here, the stuff getting shifted around or downsized or things like that really start to get annoying and frustrating and also limiting. So, to counteract that, Microsoft, starting probably around 2021, maybe 2020, has come up with a new way to deal with that instead. So now I have Excel open. And so keep in mind, like I said, usually in the past with contextual tabs, there would be the tab that appears, and then a little bit above that goes into the title bar that says like table tools or shape tools or something like that. But now, there's nothing that appears. The contextual tab still appears over here as shape and format, but it doesn't. Nothing appears above up here, so you don't have shape tools or something like that. And so it is a little bit sneaky what they did with that. So what they kind of did was, drawing tools was what it was supposed to say up here. And as you can kind of see in here, it is still, that text, that info is still somewhere in the program, but they actually just hid it and then just changed the title of the tab itself to shape format, so not confuse it with, say, picture format or chart format, etc. And so with that, yeah, chart design, chart format. Anyway. So, and I think this is a lot smarter because it keeps stuff out of the title bar, which with the amount of stuff that is up here now, with the search bar and like the username and some other random icons and whatever else you have in that quick access toolbar over here, and this stuff, the less things that kind of clutter up the title bar and that can cause things to get moved around and messed up, the better. And so, yeah, that's the solution that they went with, is now this contextual tab still appear, but not the bit on top that says chart tools or something like that. So, probably won't surprise you to hear that I'm going to do the same thing. Because the other thing to keep in mind as well is that to implement that full thing with the text tools or drawing tools or chart tools at the top here, that means that my control would have to also have access to the title bar area in order to make that happen. And I'm not a fan of that. And I'm also, well, it's not that I'm not a fan of it, it's just that it makes things a lot more complicated. And it also means that the ribbon is then stuck as being something at the top of the window rather than something where I can just have it anywhere, like it is here, where it's just in the middle of the window on its own. So, by doing it the way that Excel and Office in general does it now, will make it also less of a headache for me to implement. So that is why I'm going to go ahead with that. Nice. Anyway, watch out, very high quality. So anyway, so that is a lengthy explanation about contextual tabs. So, yeah. So that's going to be what I'm going to be working on today. So not too... Neither of these goals are really too ambitious. But I want to make sure that I'm actually accomplishing something today, and I feel like the appearance stuff is probably going to take a bit more time for me to sort out than I would have originally thought. So here's the first question I have. Selected, I want the selected tab to have a lighter color. It has a lighter color when you move your mouse over it, but it doesn't keep that lighter color when you move away. I want this color, the background of the tab itself, to match the color of this background here. This background here needs to be different from the rest of the background because these are two the same. And instead it's going to be this lighter background. goodness. I just realized the audio is probably actually pretty loud. Okay. Let's move this over here too. Hello. Okay. Goodness, I hope that doesn't mean that my whole explanation is just dead was drowned out. I don't feel like going through that again. I guess we'll see. Maybe at some point partway through this stream I will read through the explanation again. What you doing, little pup? Hi. Hey, my dog's just sitting there staring at me. Off he goes. Bye, Scrabble. Okay. So, as a reminder, so the thing that I'm going to be looking at, which in case my explanation was drowned out there, I'm going to just go over one more time quick, is that right now, these tabs here, this background color doesn't match the background of the actual, you know, ribbon main area itself. So I don't like that. I want the selected tab to match this. And I want the non-selected tabs to actually match the area around it, and I want this to be a lighter color. So basically, just to sum it up, these colors are a little bit off, and I do not like that. So I'm going to change that. And there's, one other thing that I need to do, but that's... Anyway. So to make that happen, there's going to be two things that I'll need to touch. First of all is, of course, this good old generic.xml, generic.xaml file. And secondly, ribbon tab display. Okay. So. Yeah. So let's, oh my goodness. Alright, let's just hide all of the... Let's scroll up a bit so I can hide this too. More of this random stuff that I can just hide. Like, I've said this pretty much every single stream, but the fact that I can't just move some of this stuff to a separate, like, file is really bothersome to me. That is what I would like to do. But that's not what is going to be allowed. Oof, that's a big scroll for the menu button. And then the ribbon button. All of this should have, yeah, they have transparent back set to true. So that should be fine there. There should be no reason why transparent back would ever be turned off. Unless some guy was being silly. But anyway, this I don't think I need to touch. And this is the actual ribbon itself. So we're back to the area that we want to be in. Okay. So luckily the thing with these is that it actually isn't too hard to say on the changes that I want to make. Okay. actually. Okay. One moment here. Okay. So here's what I'm actually gonna do. Is I want to make sure that this is actually an editable thing. And you probably, unless I have it, no, it's not in there. Yeah, let's go up here. Yeah. Right now I don't actually have any brush things set. Okay. Change my mind about that. Anyway. Whew. Okay. Why is show tabs? I will have to mess with that later. I'd imagine that would have to work the way that one would expect it to work. I think this is in the first stream, but if it's not, if I didn't make it clear, so the ribbon is actually based upon my tab control. So that's why there's actually a lot of features here that aren't actually in that I already have in here. Some of it might not be quite as relevant, such as show tabs on bottom, but they're here and it works. What tab is the tab bar and content? It actually does get the content object. Okay. Does it need to? Shouldn't it just like both no, but it might have to change. No, that shouldn't have to. Okay. So I'm actually going to start with adding on the brush controls that I actually want to do. First. Wow. Which includes using my friendly little program that I had built. So I'm going to call this background. Already have a background. Template finding background. Okay. So I'm actually going to call this tab bar background. Ribbon. And the type of a brush. And the default value for this property, or enter to not set one. Okay. The next one that I'm gonna do is I will actually create background. Just because it's going to replace the current background. It's right in there. next one is going to be border brush. Okay. I don't know if I want border thickness to be a thing. So for now, I'm gonna say that that isn't a thing. And instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to find where I've defined the color scheme. Here we are. Okay. So in here, I get to do background is equal to CS light background color brush border brush. Oops. CS border brush. Then tab bar background is equal to CS background color brush. So the fancy part of my control, or all of my controls in my library, is I have something called the color scheme. I'm actually going to be replacing it with something else called something else that I'll give the name to later. But for now, it's called color scheme. And so what this does is I can use this one singular color scheme object to set the appearance of my entire library. And I've shown this before in the fact that you are able to oh dear. Oh, I know why. Okay. That's my fault. Colors white. Blue brush. Anyway. So having the color scheme is what allows me to set the entire appearance of the entire control at once without having to do, say, using styles or using other stuff. It's just kind of bam, right there, one and done. So for example, everything here is kind of a bluish color, but then I can set it to orange. Hello. Orange. Now everything's an orange color. Or I can make it all, I don't know, this weird light green that probably won't look that good. Actually, doesn't look too bad. Or I can make it a light theme. Or I can make it a dark theme. Or I could make it a high contrast theme. And it's just, from one little place, I can just kind of change all of it. And it works out well. Yeah. And so that's the same idea here. And you can actually see I've already gotten this part to work. So this is now a lighter color. Hooray. Progress already being made. So... Ah, dang. Because of the fact that there is padding, I might want to change this to... Actually, no. I'll just change this to tab bar background. There we go. Okay. And then what I can actually start to do here is we're going to start changing this to template binding border brush. There we go. I might mess with more of that later. But anyway, what we should see now with that is that part is now going to be working properly. What we now need to do is work on this part. This is a little bit of magic that behind the scenes trickery that I had made. Where this is the actual little tab bit that you see at the top. In reference, this would be like, say, where it says insert here, or where it says draw, or things like that. This isn't any other part of the control, but this is this little tab bit, and this is where you get to have full control over how that looks like, without having to go through any other sort of complicated mess. So that means that I can also edit this from here. Highlight brush, highlighted, border highlight brush, highlight brush. Okay. One more. Highlight. Okay, so I want to check to see when it is actually being highlighted. Brush control background. Ooh. The more that I think about this, the more I actually want to change this to not be named background. So I'm actually going to instead name this to background. Okay. Okay. So then from there, there we go. Near transparent. Okay. What? Okay, I don't think this part, this is like lower down than what I actually want. Let's mouse enter. Here is what we want. Highlight. Okay. If is selected, border or thickness is equal to, oh wait, oh, that's good. Okay. Transparent. Okay, what is setting this to be transparent? Actually, let's go back to this. Tab. Where do I actually put in the tabs? The scroll viewer here. Do do I actually set the appearance? I set the border to the right of the toe. Oops. Okay. There's that. Why are they being set to a different, their own weird little color then? Okay, we actually have to change more of these more. Oh goodness. My doggo is whining downstairs. It was just outside. You got all the exercise and stuff you needed earlier. Can't think of anything. I mean, maybe it might be about dinner time, I suppose, for him. Okay. Well, that's where the file menu is. Okay, that's fine. Okay. And then this is where the scroll. This is where the actual thing is. It doesn't actually define. This doesn't define the appearance, but it does define the color scheme. Ew. Ew. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna have to do now is brush, highlight, selected, brush, Gainsborough, I don't know, sure. Okay. Next. That should be that. That should be that. Got Forgets Borders is the highlight brush. Border the background. If it is selected, then it is going to be selected brush. Or it'll be things. Okay. That part actually probably doesn't need to be rendered, but it's fine. Okay, no. Yes. Okay. These are things for when it is highlighted, and it should be these highlight colors as it is here. And then these are the things for when it is selected. The next thing I actually have to do is I'm going to set okay. to light background color. Okay. Brush. Water brush. Okay. Okay. I think that sorted that out. Let's take a look. So the nice thing with the color scheme that I had set up is because of all the code that I put in to make this work the way it is, this means that it is just as quick as that for me to change things if I need to. Okay, that's not quite perfect, but it is a lot closer. There's apparently some bugs that need to be sorted out, but look at that. Ooh, okay. Color changes. Yeah. Border is selected. And border selected, otherwise highlighted. Okay. There we go. That'll resolve that one particular problem. Okay. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Is this actually the same color? I think it is. Okay. So now that looks a lot more like an actual ribbon control that you'd expect, doesn't it? Because now this is a lighter color from the background around it. The other ribbon tabs are their own color. And when you have a tab highlighted, then the tab color matches the actual color of the background itself too. So good with that. The next thing I'm actually going to do, may as well do this now, this is part of appearance, is I'm actually going to set the default padding to a higher value than what it is. I don't know if I have set that in there. I don't. How is this? This should be set via a the padding it actually pulls from the tab item, I believe. Yeah, it does. So that means I'm gonna have to go into here. Because in this case, the tab item, quote unquote, is actually a ribbon tab. So I'm gonna find where the padding is decided. I'm gonna change this. And then let's check on. So we're changing this to 12. I've come to realize in pretty much every implementation of the ribbon that I've seen, what really helps to make it look quote-unquote official in comparison to others is actually having more padding. Because I feel like a lot of third-party libraries actually have pretty bad amounts of paddings between. Like, I'm talking about this little space between where it says home and the actual edge of the tab. I feel like a lot of third-party libraries don't give enough space there in comparison to like what Microsoft's thing has. So now I've added on some more myself, and it does feel a lot more like it's supposed to already. That's good. Okay. That is a weird song. Okay. Oh, one more moment here. This is this. Okay. That was an issue I had. Okay, now I should be able to actually see the titles of the songs. Or not? What the heck? Okay. One moment, let me check the song again. There we go. Okay. That'll be lovely to try to figure out later. So the next part that I need to figure out is... Oh, that's so it's only a very short song, that's why. Yeah. As you can see here, when we start, the tab actually doesn't look the way that it's supposed to. It actually has the background color. And I think I might have figured out what's going on there. Because it is not really designed with the intention of... There we go. It's because the tabs are actually designed only around having two statuses, either selected or not selected, and I threw highlighted under as part of selected. Or actually, selected was kind of sorry, scratch that. So I only had two states for the tabs, which was highlighted or not highlighted, and selected was kind of thrown in as halfway in between both, taking a little bit from both. But now for the ribbon, I've made selected its own state. So there's some little bugs I had to fix with that. But now we're good. Are we sure that's hello? Are we sure that's actually the correct color? How can I double check that? I'm going to open this in... There used to be an open with option in here, but now they've just replaced it with edit and paint, which is kind of annoying. I don't like being able... Sorry, talking about this. There used to be an open with option, but now they've replaced it with edit and paint, which is kind of annoying because I use paint.net as my main thingamajig here. But I feel like Microsoft has been kind of having a problem with actually respecting default applications in Windows 11. Oh. So I think that this is the wrong color. I think the tab bit itself is actually the correct color. I think this down here is the wrong color. I think I know why. It's because I decided last minute to change the name of that and I didn't apply that over here. No, I did not. Okay. If that, try that again. Excuse me. There we go. That looks a lot better. The contrast is definitely a bit less apparent now, which is not great. But it was just straight up white before, and now it is the actual lighter color that it's supposed to be. Cool. Okay. I need to move some of these extra select panel things into their own separate. Combine them together somehow. Anyway, so now that that part is working correctly, and we have better padding here, that is looking a lot better actually. Now here's the thing that I'm wondering. What did I do differently here? Oh, you know what? It's because I never... I don't know. Okay. Well, whatever. Anyway, so now that is actually looking a lot better. Okay, that's something I have to disable. Anyway, in the meantime, here's the next thing that I'm gonna do is we're gonna actually start messing with some stuff in here. Boop. Oh. Okay, that was not exactly the result I was expecting. I think I know what I'm gonna do. Okay. That's back. Very random thing, but I'm gonna add it on right now. And here is I'm going to flat window, upright element, flat button, select click, true, transparent back, true, name, button cute. Okay, and then we're gonna have to organize this. Google horizontal. Selected, changed. Selected. Oh, you know what? Here we go. Topmost is going to be binded to button keep on top. Path is selected. There we go. So I'm actually going to reduct this. And now we have this. Oop, I just realized. Couple other things. Selected, border. Oops. Selection thickness 1. And then color scheme, we're going to actually bind it to the window. There we go. There we go. That way it actually stays there when we're actually doing other stuff. Okay. So now we're going to select the ribbon again. And then I'm going to actually make sure that I have the actual ribbon selected. Here we go. So now we're going to mess with some stuff. So the first thing I'm going to add on is allow control reordering. Right now, I haven't actually added any code for that, so that probably shouldn't do anything. And correct, it does not do anything. Yay. Show tabs on the bottom. I'm going to keep that unchecked, but if I do... That does not work as expected. I'll say that. I think I know why. It's because it's trying to move stuff to beneath it and it actually isn't. Oh gosh. Okay, what else do I want to mess with? That one, it doesn't actually do anything though. It does, but it doesn't actually show anything. What else can I change here? That's worth changing, I should say. Excuse me. No, I guess. Oh, this one. Oof. I caused it a problem. Didn't I? That's what I thought. Okay. Oh, it didn't actually. Okay. Main bar height 29. Oof. Okay. 64. Okay. So the biggest thing I'm actually trying to test with this here, this is 36, is, no, I'm not going to make that 36, I'm going to make that actually 48. If what you actually do, is there actually a button? Oh, it's a, yeah, it's a, okay. Is I'm adding, with this, if you build your UI correctly, because obviously this UI is not built for this, But if you build your UI correctly, and you do, is this not? Oh my gosh. Okay. Here. I'm trying to implement something called the single line ribbon, which you will find in a lot of which is a relatively new thing added to only certain Microsoft applications. Yes. Okay. Sorry, the song stuck in my head. That is not the song that is currently playing. It has a dialogue sheet. What is this for? Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry, that was just a very random annoying thing that bothered me and that I did not want to actually happen. Okay, give me another moment here, please. That's not the file I was trying to get you to open. Oh my I'll let Excel sort out its own issues later. So anyway, so back to the thing that I was actually trying to show you. So, after all of that, so this is what the single line ribbon is. As you can tell, if you compare this to the home desktop version of Excel up here, the big difference is just that rather than the ribbon being this big chunky boy with all this stuff, some stuff on top of each other, now everything's just in a single line. Thus, single line ribbon. It does also have the old version in case people prefer that more, but anyway. So that is the goal behind this feature that I've implemented in my program here. If I were to go ahead and let's see if I can try to select some tabs. Here we go. Show header. Boop. If I did that with all of these, it's going to take a little bit for a random demonstration that ultimately doesn't exactly mean that much. Okay. All right. Then, if we go back to the ribbon, there's a lot of time being put in this demonstration. Boop. Oof, even shorter. Okay. Now this is actually done properly. So it actually is the same single line type of thing here. Of course, these two are kind of the oddballs here. Maybe in the future, if I want to, I might add on some extra code to help with making sure that everything stays small size if the height is beneath 96. But for now, this is what it is. But either way, that's a lot of things to say that a lot of these features work. Show tabs on bottom does not. I don't know what's going on there. And then the appearance is definitely a lot better. I'm gonna take a moment to see if I can get show tabs on bottom to work correctly. One star. Ew. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this. Fun. Okay, height. 1 star. 1 star. value height auto. If show tabs on bottom is true, then we'll set this to 1 star. I'll set that to auto. I think if I locate where I put this, or did I just strip out the part that talks about what show tabs on bottom actually does? That might have happened. Well, that's good. Grid. Okay. Column 1. Okay, and then don't set a stop for this grid. So it might not work either way. And if this does not work, then what I'm going to actually do instead is just disable this. Yeah. Okay, well, that tells me what I need to know. And what I need to know is that this part is not needed, and this part is. Okay, disable 2. I'm just going to change this back to low definition height, 1 star. And then I'm going to come to ribbon, and I'm going to find show tabs on bottom, and I'm actually just going to comment this out. And then I'll have to come back to this, and then what? Did this? Everything. Something about this doesn't add up. Oh, okay. I don't know what any of that is. Excellent. How did it even... Okay. Well, either way, now that should be fully disabled. Because I didn't want to spend the time in making that actually work properly. Okay, now we found that okay. And the reason why I'm disabling this stuff rather than just straight up deleting is because at some point in the future I do want to actually get that feature to work, but we're getting close. The further we're going, the closer we're getting to actually the deadline that I have, which is November. And so I don't want to I need to start thinking about the features that I want to keep in and bring all the way to the finish, and which features I want to hold on for some point in the future. And show tabs on bottom is one of the ones I'm going to hold on for the future. Why? Okay. Still one. Border part content. Ew. That's why. Okay. Alright. Okay. So yeah, now show tabs on bottom has been disabled, and now this looks a lot better, and that way, yeah, it's one feature that maybe I'll get to post this upcoming release, but for now, it's not a feature I want to bring over the finish line right now. Anyway, so that part is done. That part is looking good. That's great. And now we got these colors to work correctly. These colors are different from the rest of the colors, and the padding's a bit different now. So this looks a lot better. Yay. I think a part that would really help with this is if I were to add on another tab. Hi, that is really zoomed in for no reason. So I'm actually going to model the view tab here so that we can actually get more ribbon tab title view. Normal. Large. Oops. Size small. Oh, select blank. True. I'm not actually providing actual functionality with this, so it doesn't. Page layout. Custom views. And for this is enabled as false. Oh. Well, that is different. That one. And then we get to do show navigation. Okay. Here. Okay. Yay. that. Headings? That's like column headings, isn't it? Yeah. What the heck? Oh, Excel. I have various opinions about Excel, I will be honest. Primarily because I do use it day in, day out in my like day job. And so yeah. There's a number of random and small things that Excel does not do, or that does in a wonky way, I should say, which I am not particularly a fan of. I'm actually gonna stop there. No, I'm gonna keep going. For example, clipboard handling in Excel is different from pretty much any other program, including any other Microsoft Office program. Whereas a lot of what a lot of Excel does is it operates on top of the clipboard. So that means that when you're moving some cells or something like that, or you're yeah, like moving stuff from one sheet to another, or making any sort of edits that involve that sort of movement stuff around. It's not just automatically moving things by some special like internal memory thing. It's putting that stuff in the clipboard and then pulling it back out, which is so annoying. That's something I do need to add. Ooh. I can't add that quickly right now. Oh dear. It's gonna take some time. So I'm not gonna do it right now. Instead, I'm gonna pretend as if those don't exist. Oops. That's more than I actually wanted. So there's just a lot of wonky ways that Excel messes with the clipboard that I don't really like. And it even goes down to like when you're actually using the copy and paste functions in Excel, or even when you're using the format painter, it also messes with the clipboard. And so I really don't like that. Um, so that's one part of it. Another part is just, Excel has a lot of very advanced features, but a lot of it is hidden away. Okay, no. A lot of the options that I feel like I need to change a lot are hidden away in a really long and scrolling. A lot of the options that I feel like I want to access are in this really long, very, I have to scroll a lot thing. And it's just advanced. And say I want to change this and I want to change this quickly, that means I have to go to File, Options, Advanced, change that, okay. And then come back, File, Options, Advanced, change that again. Or if I want to change one of these options, or if I want to come down here and turn this off, because that happens more often than not, and then I have to go into every single page here too and do that. There's a lot of stuff that is really, I mean, there's like this Lotus compatibility stuff. This stuff made sense back in this. Actually, I think this is not the default value. I had to change this. Either that or I had to change it in a different thing. This stuff made sense back in the 90s and maybe early 2000s to have, but at this point it's they just added on more stuff in here with the Python support. Oh goodness. Anyway, but nowadays it's 2010, and I think that this stuff can just kind of be retired for good. Lotus itself, I don't even think is being made anymore. And most anyone who's using a spreadsheet program is either using Excel or they're using Google Sheets, which came after Excel and so it's kind of modeled on Excel, or they're using LibreOffice, which also came after Excel and is a lot more modeled on Excel. Whereas Lotus was something that came before Excel, but now everyone's using Excel and not really Lotus. This part I feel isn't needed anymore. And I just don't like how much... Goodness. And like you have to select the current workbook from here, you have to select the current workbook or the current sheet. I don't like how a lot of this is laid out. I wish that they pulled, especially like these current workbook type things, into a separate dialog or at least a separate tab in here. I wish that a lot of this stuff was just put into a separate tab. Especially the things like, you know, we can make these editing options, just make it like editing tab or something like that. Or maybe like pull out display instead and use display. Keep editing in here, I don't know. So that's one part that annoys me. And apparently they surfaced one of these options that used to be in here now under this thing called headings. So like you can hide this part here and that part there, but like also, okay, why? Whatever. So there is, yeah. I have a number of various random small complaints about Excel. And then one larger complaint overall, and this is maybe just, this is fully 100% just my own personal opinion. And not a substantially backed up by any sort of data or anything opinion, but I feel that if Excel hadn't, well, Excel and other similar products hadn't existed and gained the popularity that they did back in the 90s and the 80s and etc., then the spreadsheet programs wouldn't be a thing that we would use nowadays. I feel that there's better, newer solutions that implements the power of something like Excel, but without being Excel. A key one is called, one that comes to my mind right now is called Rose.com. At least that's what I think it is called. Rose as in R-O-W-S. Yeah, so with Rose.com, and I mean, I just open up the page and it just automatically threw me into this. Rather than having large, giant, endless sheets, here instead it's just small tables that fit exactly the info you need, and you can keep adding on more tables as needed, or integrate things, or whatever else. And it's just a better, I feel, thought process of thinking about spreadsheet type things, situations today. Other examples that we also can see nowadays is Microsoft Loop. If you use that in Teams at all, I wouldn't expect most people do or know what that is. I feel that something like Microsoft Loop would have been a great thing to use nowadays if that also had the power of Excel, because Rose.com has mostly all the features in there that you'd expect out of Excel. I haven't done a very close comparison, so maybe some formulas are different or some other things in that. You can't? That's concerning. So that's what this is. Hello. Okay, I will have to actually change the default value for this so that it isn't like that. But anyway. That's another tab in there. You can use that later to test resizing, which I've not actually, as you can clearly tell, have not really fully built in yet. And this is also missing icons because I did not add on any icons, but that's okay. Woo! I feel like if Microsoft Loop had the power of Excel and the formulas and the fast processing and all that sort of stuff, maybe thought about in a more modern, smarter context, then that would be a better solution than spreadsheets are right now, than Excel itself is right now. That's just my opinion. I feel that I feel that companies are only coming up with spreadsheet programs now, like Google or LibreOffice, etc. They're only putting out spreadsheet programs now because Excel had caught on and had become popular, and it's still holding on to that popularity. And so other companies need to have a comparable replacement. Whereas if companies didn't have to replace like build their own spreadsheet program to compete with Excel, then I think it's a better option to not do so. Because I feel like all the stuff you can do in Excel nowadays, there's other tools that do it just as well without some of the random fuss and without the whole spreadsheet paradigm that it has, which is just annoying to me. But anyway, that's just my thoughts. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that actually, first of all, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come to here. No. I'm going to come to here. Border selection thickness. Come here, boy. Goodness. No, you can. Oh boy, you can actually speak in the mic. If they keep making bumpy noises like that, I might have to do something. Not really that bothersome to me, but it's also just like, why? How? Why? What? Okay. Yeah. Hey, much better. Excellent. Anyway, cool. So then the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on contextual tabs. So let me think about what features I have right now for contextual tabs. Contextual tab is contextual. Contextual color. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Fallback value. Black. Oh goodness. Foreground. Black. I set this to background. Foreground. Excellent. Okay. And is contextual color a... It is a color. Okay. What I did here, to just kind of explain what I did, because I just realized I didn't actually say anything while I was doing that, was I... that actually works. Why didn't it use any IntelliSense? Anyway. So as you can kind of tell with this, a key part of identifying a contextual tab as actually a contextual tab, those are big words, is the fact that this color is different. So all of this is black, all this text, but then this one is green. In older versions of Excel, this used to actually be a yellowish, orangish type of color, and then for charts were green, pictures were like this pinkish color-ish. I don't know if I can find it here. Equations. Equations used to be purple, but now it is all green because Excel is green, so everything is green. Green, green, green. Anyway, so that is what I just added on, was a feature that if you mark the tab that this tab is as a contextual tab, so if tab item is contextual true, then we're going to actually pull from this contextual color here, which tells the person, which tells my code to use this color. What am I saying? So that instead of it being this black main foreground color that we see here, instead it'll be blue, or whatever color you set. And so then we will do that. And then the other main part, which should already be implemented, is visibility support. So what I should be able to do is actually a couple other things. Let's do here first. Boop. Sorry, I'm just thinking about things I need to edit later on. That's fine. If item is item to control. Oh. Now I'm gonna have to catch on and see if I don't have visibility changed in here? Oh my goodness. If padding changed, hooray for that. What the heck? Okay. I'm gonna have to go into tab item and actually copy out that section because I'm gonna do that now. Maybe, hopefully I can change it now for a smarter way? Property change, callback, internal. I'll need to add on support for that. Because the big thing that I want to make sure, So let's say that I have this open, and then I have equation tools open. Yay. I click out of here, and automatically it jumps back to the home tab. Excuse me, to the home tab. And then when I can come back, I can click on this again, whatever. But the important thing is the fact that it jumps. Oh, that time it actually just jumped right back into it. Fancy. There's probably some other code going on there that tells you whether or not it selects it. Anyway, anyway, so yeah, I'm not gonna do the automatically moving through this thing, or maybe I could have that as a feature later. But actually this is probably more something that I'll leave to people who use my control to implement themselves. But the thing that I do want to implement is that if you're on here and then you click away, then it needs to move back to a different valid open tab that is visible. In this case it goes back to home. I think it always just goes back to home. What if... here's a question. Oh, so it just goes to the first visible tab. Okay, that is what I expected it to do. I didn't think it was going to actually just go straight to home. But anyway, so that's the part that I want to make sure I implement, is that when you click out of the thing and this tab is hidden, it goes back to the first visible tab, which is in most cases home. Because that way, you're not stuck with a situation where a user has no tabs displayed here, or just displayed with an empty blank thing. I don't know why I enabled this. I don't actually need this at all. I'm gonna hide that. Yay. So next tool doesn't show them all in here. Anyway, that's fine. But my thing does. This is the thing I'll work on sometime next year. But I'm not going to dwell on that right now. This is what I was talking about when I talked about things that annoyed me and having to go into the one dialog box. Here, I made this one box for myself. I can just edit it myself. Anyway, that's the part I want to implement. I need to get myself out of ranting about Excel. But to make that happen, I need to give my ribbon the ability to see when things are actually being changed. So as a part of that, I have to go back to list and see where I have. Oh. Here. Where do I actually have the... Oh, in the properties section. Oh. Okay. That's the part that I'm gonna have to implement later, because I like this a lot more than the messy system that I've done here. So I will, or at least I want to implement that across the entire library, what I have here. But I like that more than what I have been doing, which was the on internal X thing changed. But anyway, so I'm gonna mirror this now, but the first thing I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna add on public NSC property change event handler. And disability If I could type, things would be a lot better. Okay, so now I get to copy this section into ribbon tab. Ribbon tab. T. Visibility changed. So many parentheses. Okay. So now what happens is that when this is changed, then this raises this event, and then up here, I don't need to actually internally handle anything with this event changing. I just need to raise the event. Yay! Boop. Yay. That removes a lot of the random stupid it makes it a lot more direct process rather than the indirect and more convoluted, complicated way that I was doing it. Look how shorter this is. This is a lot better. Oh my gosh. In fact, it's like at the point that I actually want to just kind of... No, I'll just leave it as it is for now. Cancel that. I do not actually mean to build at the moment. So instead, what I need to do is tab visibility changed. And implement this. But then the next thing that I also need to do is make sure that if I is ribbon tab visibility changed minus tab visibility changed. What this does here is that whenever a new item is added on, such as via reset is the only one that I'm worried about. I don't know if that actually does anything, but hopefully I'll have to think about that. Anyway, do does reset play all list all removed items in E. If not, how can we get? Anyway, that's a question for later. So what I want to make sure is that when a new tab item is added onto the ribbon, so if when it adds on the home tab or the view tab or the next tab or whatever, first of all, this actually makes sure that the tabs are the correct color, which is fine. And in fact, kind of maybe a little bit could be done better. Anyway, but But the other thing I also want to make sure is that I keep track of this visibility value, not because of the fact that I need to do any special handling with it in general, because obviously so far it's worked without that, but more because, like I said, I want to make sure that if you click out of this and this tab goes away, it goes back to a different tab. The only way to make sure that happens is that if the tab that we are hiding is there. So we're going to do if sender is given tab, if tab is contextual, and tab visibility is now collapsed, move to first visible tab. Shutdown? What is invoke shutdown? Okay, anyway. Alright, that's not gonna stay there. Where is the tab? Does this check if... Oh, this does not check if a tab is visible before selecting it. Okay, if items contains tab. Okay. Have that function there. Okay, so the other thing I want to make sure is that it only selects tabs that are actually visible. Tab visibility is equal to visible. If the tab isn't visible, then I don't want it to be selected. The tab needs to be visible. Before it can be selected. Yes. Anyway, first visible tab. If items count is equal to 0, return. Can't do anything there. Okay. Which ribbon type of items? Oh, okay. 4 is equal to 0. Well, items count is over 0. If tab is visibility is equal to visible, but return. Yay! Then if no tabs are visible, then nothing happens. That's fun. So like, first visible tab. Yay! But then that part works just as well. Okay. Yes. Okay. So that is what I just now implemented, was making sure that when I select out of something, then it'll just select the first visible tab, which is usually home. And we'll be good there. So then, let me make sure this is working properly. I can't make sure it's working properly because I didn't actually add on a tab, a textual tab. Oh boy. Oh dear. Okay. If new item audio works and new items count is over 0. That's annoying. Anyway. This is probably because of the fact that I originally had an action check by checking if it was add or change or something like that. Didn't actually matter at that point, but now it does matter. Okay, what do you have selected for this? Well, this is just a straight up, it's just an island, so I don't even know what I don't need the list. Anyway, that's fine. Okay. So now let's actually do a little bit of testing with a textual tab. So I'm going to add on a checkbox. Actually, oop. Oop. So the tab by default is, the ribbon by default is 124 pixels tall. Interesting. Anyway. Okay. So that's the ribbon. The next part we're going to do is I'm going to have a scroll viewer. Grid row 2. Okay. Now that I'm thinking about this, as much as I actually like this album, I don't think I'm gonna keep it going for the future. If that one particular... I didn't realize that one song did that. I hope none of the other songs actually do that. I only listened to the albums as they were... I only listened to this album as it was on YouTube, I guess. which I don't recall having that opening for that particular song. I don't know. I'll have to listen back to the VOD of this video when I'm done with this and see what that's looking like. But I'll probably go back to a different album rather than this thing by Nobunoko here. Even though I like the sound of it overall, but if it's an annoying, if there's annoying aspects to the songs, then I kind of don't want to keep that around. Anyway. So in here I'm going to add on some controls and stuff that I can actually just utilize to mess with the ribbon without having to go through the process that I've done before. And the first control that I'm going to add on is going to be show contextual. Oops. Okay. So, let's go auto vertical. Yeah. And set this height to 24. It's going to be 24 either way. Excellent. Oops. What if I made this visible? What will the height do to it then? Oh, that's fine. Okay. So then that's one part, and then I will hook that up to actually modify something in a few moments. Border, margin, 0, thickness 1, brush, binding, element name, control, path, border, color. Sorry, a lot of just boilerplate stuff that I have to put into here. And now, why is it not working? Oh, because I don't have that. Oh, because I don't have that. Okay. Oh, whoops. Border thickness. Oh, whoops. Width 1. There we go. Next, a text block margin 50, and then it's just gonna be text main bar height. Oops. Then a double spinner. Text name. Nud bar height. Binding. Oops. Value. Binding. Element name. I don't have a name for the ribbon. Ribbon. Path. Main. Bar height. And min width 1. That's too wide. width 80, 60, 50. Cool. Add on a little colon. There we go. That means I can change this value without having to go through the silly process I had to do before. And then I'm going to actually add on another one, which will be, how many tabs? And then the is checked will be bound to show only tabs. 1, 2, win. Yay! Oh, and I. There you go. Yay. So then, what I can do with all of that done is now I'm going to add on a new tab. Shape, format, I don't know, is contextual true. Visibility is equal to, I'm gonna have to add on Boolean to visibility converter X E B T V. Converters. Okay. Element name, check contextual, path is checked. Converter, static resource. The converter is, as you'd probably expect, based around the idea of orange. Why not? Yeah, it shows up orange. I'm gonna make it orange. Hopefully it shows up a lot better. I don't know. Anyway. And then here I'm just gonna add on a single button just to check that it is in there. And we're going to should technically hide that when we actually open into it. Title button. The rest of these details aren't exactly necessary. But anyway, what we should see happen now is when I open up the ribbon, there's a lot of code just to kind of do a little bit that I wanted to check. Oh, it's there. That's no good. Did it not? Oh. Cannot find governing framework element or framework content element for target element. That's a concern. Okay. I'm gonna have to mess with that later. Well, here's the other thing that I'm gonna do. That I want to try to do is, because this doesn't actually change. Yeah, the ribbon itself actually stays the same. It doesn't change color. And older versions of Excel, the bottom half of the ribbon would actually kind of fade into whatever this color was. So this used to be like an orangish yellowish color, so this would fade from white, or it was like light blue, light gray at the time, down to like an orangish yellowish color at the bottom. And this one, same thing, would fade. This used to be purple, and this would fade down to purple at the bottom. But nowadays, because now they just made it all green, and of how this new design is, this doesn't actually fade to the bottom at all. So I might want to add that feature in because I like it personally. But we'll see. Anyway, so, in theory it works. I will have to actually, oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, goodness. Alright, well, I need to... Okay. Alright, well, I'm not going to be able to successfully test that there if there's going to be binding issues. So I'm going to have to undo that binding, and that's actually going to be a concern. I'm going to have to look into why that is the way it is, and then undo that binding or something. I don't know. That makes me upset. That's going to be a part I'll have to... fix later. Okay, but in the meantime, what I will do is actually this. Is I will come back up to here, and then hopefully what I can do is I need to be able to access it that way, and if I can't, that is a concern. Visible. Hello. Hi. What? Hey yo.
What's up?
I'm just finishing up a thing. Yeah. So the biggest thing I did, I mean, I guess I did a number of random small things, but the biggest thing I did is I got these colors to match up properly. So this used to be a weird color before, and this was just the same color as that. So now they're all the same color.
Okay.
And it stands out more as an actual thing now.
Yeah, cohesiveness is good.
Yeah. So now let's see if this works. Yay! Then, haha. That worked part too. That part worked too, which is good.
Good job.
Yay! Oh. Okay.
You screw something up?
I just realized a thing that I did not need to check. If it was and selected tab is equal to tab. There we go. Oh no, wait. It's It still needs to be there.
What is it, my dear puppy dog?
If tab is contextual and selected tab is equal to tab and okay. Now we should be good. Okay. Anyway, so that'll be the last thing that I will get working, and then I'll actually be done.
Alright. Put down here.
Okay, is that what your plan is for today?
Today's over watch.
There's still 4 hours, or 3 hours. 3 hours, less than 3 hours, 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Scrabble's just been sleeping all week.
Yeah. Been a little sleepy boy. Yay. Excellent. Okay. So now this part operates exactly the same way as it does in Excel. So when you click out of this thing and the equation tab is going to go away, it moves back to the home tab. But if you have some other tab, oh, okay. Okay. Got it. Okay, one thing that I'm gonna also complain about right now that is not really a relevant thing, but it is relevant because this has popped up here now. So Microsoft likes to do this when they add on new features or modify features. What's going on, Papa? Is it like to add on this little like information bubble type thing? The actual name I don't know. Which makes sense because when somebody's clicking on this thing, they want to know like it's good to tell them like, hey, this thing's changed, or hey, this thing's new. This might help you. The issue is that I tend to click around on a lot of things, and especially what might happen is I'll accidentally click open this tab, so like I'll come back to that or something like that. See, now that thing popped up, that pop-up is gone, it's not there anymore. If there was a situation where I had accidentally clicked on this and then went back to the tab that I actually meant to click on, then that pop-up only appeared for a second. I didn't even read it, and I clicked on something else, and now it's gone. When I come back to this, it's gone, you know? So that's a big complaint that I have, is that Microsoft shows the thing only once, and if you weren't actually looking at it and looking for it to be there, then you won't even get a chance to read it if you're accidentally just like clicking on other things or whatever. That's happened to me so many times where something activated, or like I clicked on something, or I just open up something and that little pop-up displays showing such thing, like showing a new feature or a new change, but because I'm busy looking at something else or clicking on the thing I actually meant to click on, then I miss whatever that was, and then I'm like, oh shoot, what did that actually say? That might have told me something I would have wanted to know, but now it's not there anymore. So that sucks. Alright, so the other thing though that I'm trying to do, yeah. So now that function only kicks in if I actually had the equation thing. Okay. But yay. All of that is working. So, the binding part, I do not know why binding was not working, and also at the same time, that's another binding error that I'm seeing right here, that this is not working. This should be disabled unless this is turned on. Oh, sorry, this is turned on. But yet, these two are not connecting to each other somehow. Don't understand why, and this could not connect to that via binding either. Which is why I had to do this weird roundabout way that you're seeing now. So I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway. But that actually does it. I know I had a short list of things that I wanted to do. But now I did it. And it's done. Woohoo. Okay, and then step 1. We're not going by each individual. Oof. Okay. Excellent. So I will have to figure out some more stuff later. Oh boy. Okay. Well, that's great. Anyway. But at least now, yeah, I got the things that I wanted. Now it actually looks, the colors are correct, and the padding is improved, and it actually, I mean, it already felt like a ribbon, but those things really helped to kind of bring home the feeling that this actually is the ribbon control and what it is actually trying to do. And we also now know that the contextual feature works, and I did a little bit of extra work to make sure that you're never stuck without a tab. There are still things that need to be tweaked and changed, such as tying these two things together. And the big thing that I really need to do from here on is just adding support for various other control types. So for combo boxes, or just text boxes, this is not a combo box, or adding support for cell styles in a gallery, with support for galleries. This is a weird thing, and I'm not going to do anything with that. Stuff like that. We have checkboxes, we have menus, we have toggleable buttons, menus. We don't have split buttons. That's the next thing that I'm probably going to be working on at some point in the future. And then the other major thing that I just need to also add support for is resizing. So as we go down, this resizes. Yeah. That's going to be the last thing that I need to add support for. But this is good progress. I like how this is turned into. So yay. Every stream it always feels, I like how this is turning out more and more. I feel like at the end of the first stream, I'm not sure if there really was that much to show. I think it took like 2 or 3 streams to actually get things going. And this stream in particular is 3 hours long. I mean, it included random things like me ranting about Excel for a while and other stuff. But yeah, a big part of what made this go as long as it did was just because of the fact, excuse me, it doesn't feel like I did that much. I mean, I fixed some colors and then got that going, but I also did some making sure that all the values are working as expected. Seeing what things are broken and what things are working that I hadn't actually tested before. And as a part of that, removed a thing that I don't actually want in there anymore. I'm gonna have to give some more thought about this. Anyway. So there is, yeah, so there was progress made, maybe not like a substantial amount. And part of it is, I think, the fact that I got distracted, and also the fact that I have, as I'm going along, I'm trying to explain the things that I'm doing as I'm doing them, including going to context and background and things like that, and maybe it's a bit much, and I know I'm not the best at doing that either. If this was just me talking, like just me by myself not doing a stream, I probably would have been able to do what I just did in half the time, but yeah. Also, the issue though is that if I'm just me by myself, though, I have a very big tendency to just get off topic and just start doing something else instead. So that's what I actually like about the streams, is it forces me to kind of keep doing the thing that I'm doing. But yeah, I'm liking how this turned out now. This is looking great. And the next coding stream that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have to work more on adding on more controls. The gallery is gonna be a big thing that I'm gonna have to do, but I'm gonna have to spend some more time thinking about how I want to do that. Because the gallery is kind of a big beast. It looks like it is just kind of a little, just a grid of things, and to an extent that is kind of mostly what it is. The hardest part is actually displaying a gallery in the ribbon and having this like scrollable part here. Yeah. Click, 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 click. So that's gonna take some thought in doing. I don't know. Ideally, what I do want to do is just build my own implementation from scratch. Maybe it might be easier for me to just copy what Microsoft did for their ribbon control, similar to what I did for making this text print work. But I'd like to give a whack at making my own implementation if I can. We'll see what happens. Woo. Yeah. Okay. Well, Excel is obviously smaller in size, but I think they also use a smaller font. No, I don't think they do. I don't know how they handle the spacing differently. I think they just have less spacing between the icons. That should change. Anyway, the more that I sit here and look at stuff, the more I'm gonna sit here and try to like nitpick random things. Which to an extent, nitpicking is something we'll have to do, but that's something I can save for later. But yeah, I'm happy with what we've done. Again, not the most things, but I kind of did a lot of various things along the way to the end result we have here. So yeah, not the most to show, but at least a lot of stuff did actually get done. I guess that's what I was trying to say. But for now, that will actually be it for here and this. As always, all the code that I built on here will be available online. I'll have to commit this, or upload it, as suppose you might call it. But commit is a technical term. But it'll be available online under on this GitHub page, github.com/jakebird/ssui, and then we're actually under the 2.0 ribbon branch, not the main branch. The main branch has some other stuff that I have actually been working on, which includes fun stuff with the property list control and various other Mostly just work with a property list control and some bug fixes here and there. Yeah. But anyway, that's a lot of this though. And so I will commit these changes soon after the stream ends, so you'll be able to see this online here. And then everything that you see online is available for you to see. I don't know where I was going with that sentence. And yeah. Woo. So that is pretty much that. Thank you for hanging out, for those who did come by and stick around. And I will see you. I don't know when I'm going to do the next stream. Probably at some point-ish. Sometime, I don't know. But it will be hopefully not too long. I feel like there was like a month-long break between the previous stream and now. So hopefully it'll be sooner than that. But we'll see. Anyway. For here and now, though, I'm going to hide that. And then we're going to get the outro screen. Go in. Whoa. So I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Why?